Hello everyone and welcome to Leap Scholars YouTube channel. I'm Rishabh Goel and today I'm going to be talking about 7 amazing secrets to manage your time while you do your GRE. GRE is a 4-hour long exam across 6 sections. It has AWA, it has Quant and verbal. It has a lot of sections. It is a long exam and it is very imperative that you learn how to conserve your time and energy. And with today's 7 tips, you'll become not just a pro at it, but optimize your time to get the best score for your GRE exam. Tip number 1. Give as many mock tests as possible. And the importance of GRE mocks in context of time management is that the more mocks you give, the more you understand how to pace yourself in environment which mimic the exam. As you understand how the exam behaves, as you understand how to fit in 20 questions or 25 questions, to fit in 20 questions in 30 or 35 minutes for quant or verbal respectively, you'll become more comfortable with pacing yourself and spending X number of time per question. Tip number 2, do not get stuck at a specific question. So as I've already talked, learn how to pace yourself and build a strategy that you should not spend more than X amount of time for a specific question. At the end of this video, I will have a timeline for the X amount of time you should spend on each type of question. So please bear with me and stick around till the end of the video where I will share with you all the timelines that you need for each type of question. Tip number 3, quant shortcuts. So one way of answering quant questions is solve the problem, arrive at the answer, and then check which of the answers does it match with the options. Or you can apply a lot of shortcuts which allow you not to save time and not go through the whole process of what the question is. Or you can apply shortcuts and allow you to save time with respect to what you're applying for. Or you could apply shortcuts and save time and need not follow all the steps required to arrive at the answer. Learn all of these GRE shortcuts. If you want me to create a video on quant shortcuts, let me know on the comment section below and I would love to help you with all of those. Tip number 4, get handy with the on-screen calculator. So while you're doing your quant questions, you will need to use a calculator. And in GRE, you need to use a calculator that is inbuilt in the software. The calculator is on the screen and you need to become comfortable with using the calculator on the screen, which is different from the typical calculator we use as a standalone device in our hands. Tip number 5, you do not need to read the full passage to be a pro at reading comprehension. And while you tackle your verbal questions, when you're addressing RC, remember that reading the first and last line gives you the gist of the passage, and then start reading the questions, understand where the question needs, and then go back to the passage and find the relevant information in the passage. This will save you time of actually going through the passage and also instill significant clarity in terms of how to answer the question. Tip number 6, do not leave any question unanswered. There might be times, especially during a mock test, you might be running out of time and you still have quite a few questions unanswered. Now remember that in GRE there are no negative marks. So if you do not answer something, you're going to get 0. But if you do address an answer 1 out of 5, your probability of getting a right answer is 20%. So it's always good that if you're short on time, make an educated guess and input an answer. There's nothing to lose and there is a probability that you'll get some marks which you would have otherwise lost. Tip number 7 and the last tip is dedicate the amount of time you want to spend for each question. This is very similar to my tip number 2, do not get stuck. So while you assign the time for each question, here is a list if you can see on my screen. Do not spend more than a second on each of these questions as per the relevant guidelines. Try to answer the question within this timeline, and if you don't, move forward, move to the next question. And in GRE, you can always circle back to unanswered questions, and once you come back to this, you can address this answer. Perhaps a refreshed mindset, a different perspective will help you find the answer quicker. Thank you so much for joining in. It's always a pleasure to talk about GRE and this career abroad journey. You can find more of my videos here, and it would be amazing if you could subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. If you have any specific questions, or if you would like me to create content on a specific topic, please type in the comment section, and I would love to create content just for you. Take care.